There is a real little stinker that we can't ignore during composting, especially when composting food waste. It's one of the many air contaminants called butyric acid. It's produced by microbes in the compost pile when they don't have enough oxygen. We've known about this compound, its production, and its smell for more than 100 years. It's a nasty compound. We can smell butyric acid in the parts per trillion. It has a sharp and pungent odor, also described as putrid. It doesn't take much of it at all to raise a stink. Where and when is it produced during the compost process? It's produced early on in the compost process when there's not enough air provided. The more food waste we add to our composting mix, the more likely we'll have butyric acid produced. It's also produced in the leachate coming from the compost facilities. And it's also produced in the large piles during curing. However, just because it's produced, it does not mean that it escapes into the air. When microbes have enough oxygen, they eat butyric acid. For example, in this large pile of curing material, butyric acid may be produced deep in the pile where there is no oxygen. But as it moves up with the heat, microbes near the surface where there is enough oxygen use the butyric acid for energy. Similarly, when composting air is passed through a biofilter, the microbes in the biofilter can eat the butyric acid, and thus reducing its odor emission. There are 3 instances where butyric acid does become a community concern. One is when active outdoor food waste compost piles are being turned, particularly when these piles are short of oxygen. Another is when leachate from the food waste composting is being aerated. The third is when some of these large curing piles containing food waste are being turned or even screened. We can measure butyric acid in our compost piles to give us an idea of the potential odor from our composting process and during curing. In the next video, we'll explore how odor compounds like butyric acid can travel through the air and reach our noses even when we're far away. My name is John Paul. I'm a waste management specialist. Thank you.